Well guys, welcome to Waypoint X. My name is Judd, and in today's video, we're going to be talking more about the race build. So, you want to stay tuned. Well, welcome back to the channel, guys. We really do appreciate you tuning in. And so some of the videos are going to look like this now. I'm going to start recording myself inside of the shop. And so welcome to Waypoint X Garage. We do have some customers' Jeeps in here. We're waiting on some parts. Because some things turn into be worse, unfortunately. So we have to order a few parts here and there while they're getting worked on. But let's get back to why y'all came, is to talk more about our race rig. And so don't mind the shop. It's a little dirty right now. But hey, welcome to Waypoint X Garage and Waypoint X Racing. So like I said in the earlier video, we are doing a 4500 class King of the Hammers car. It's going to be based out of a 2008 Jeep Wrangler, two-door, and really excited about that. But I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera around and show you what we've been up to. All right, guys, don't mind the dirty shop. So we have the frame right here. Got some parts for a customer there they're going to be picking up. But we've got the frame right here. Like I said, we've got it all stripped down. We're ready to go ahead and cut. So we've kind of put X's on everything that we're going to cut off. So per the class, we can't do a frame chop. I believe it's somewhere in here. It's like after or before. I have to go back in the rule book. It's after or before. I think it's somewhere in there. We can do a frame chop. I don't think we are that much. I think we might chop it somewhere in here. We'll just have to see. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to leave all the cross members for now, except for the transmission cross member. We're going to go ahead and cut that out because we will be replacing it first, and then we'll start moving our way down and building the other cross members as we go. But we're going to go ahead and cut off our spring and shock perches. We will not be needing those because we will be running a coilover and a bypass shock beside it. So it will be double throwdown on every corner, all four corners. We're going to be running a flat belly, just like RJK is. So we're going to make our transmission cross member, and then we'll have our cross member somewhere in here for the rear because we are stretching the Jeep quite a bit. So we'll start with this one, get this one in place, move to this one, see where we want to mount it, and then keep going. Also, we can back half it. So you have to back half it. So wherever the back seat lands, you can back half it from there back, basically. But what we're going to do is, let me move this box. We're going to back half it roughly somewhere in here. So right where the frame kind of dips in for the bump stop, we're going to back half it right there and notch it in. So we don't know if we're going to go tube after that or basically do some square tubing or rectangular tubing back. So and then do a flat bumper and go from there. But we'll be cutting all these out just to kind of see what we need to do, and then we'll cut these out as we need to. Go ahead and cut the mounts off, rear control arm mounts, front control arm mounts. We are going to be leaving the factory body mounts in place for now. We do want it probably hard mounted. We're still trying to figure out how exactly when we want to do that, but that will be next on the list. Also, we're going to be, especially where this frame goes into each other from the factory, we are going to basically plate this to make it a little bit stronger for race applications. But yeah, that's that. On over here, we've got the 4L80. We're going to be running that. Right there is, we got a 2012 6.0. Found it out of a junkyard, and come to find out, it is almost a pretty new reman motor. So we got really lucky on that. We did pull the oil pan and the heads off of it, and everything looks super clean inside. And so we'll be taking care of that and putting on the intake and things of that nature, because we're going to go with aftermarket intake and all that. I think we're still going to use drive-by-wire, but we are going to run a Holley system, and we're still trying to figure out all the pieces and parts for that. But the biggest thing, like I said, is the frame, and that's really what is next. But what's so cool, and to give you a little bit more insight about Waypoint X Garage, is we have an Art Droid with the plasma, and so we can cut out our own custom parts. So right here, we made our own LS mounts, motor mounts. That's some control arm mounts. That was some more control arm mounts. And so if I bring you over here to the motor, we've got it covered. But we actually made our own motor mount via the Art Droid. So we got all the holes, everything's good. That's actually 2 of them right there. We're just making sure everything lined up. And then we will put the tabs and everything off of that to mount to the frame. So it will have a rubber bushing, basically with 2 tabs, and then a bolt will go through, and then off of that bushing, it will go to the frame. So pretty cool. Like I said, super clean on the heads and the oil pan. So super excited about that. We have kind of cleaned up our axle. Sorry for the mess, guys. We've been cleaning and getting parts off, and it's everywhere. These are the factory knuckles off of 2005 and up Super Duty. So we are going to be reusing these, and so we got them out to go ahead and get those cleaned up because we will be welding on our Artec high steer mounts. Same thing as that I have on my JK. They have worked really well, and for our somewhat budget race build, we are going to be using the factory ones. We will be putting a delete in it. One is from Busted Knuckle, and so we'll go buy those from Busted Knuckle. We will also be using their inner axle seals as well. We have found nothing better than that. They're expensive, but they're good. Well, guys, we're back in the shop today, doing a little plasma cutting, torch cutting on the race Jeep. So there's a lot of brackets that we have to get off, and chopping them off. We took a few off last night, and so we're gonna have to clean that up. There might be some better ways, but we're chopping them off, grinding them down. We want to make this smooth. Like I said in a previous video, we will plate some sections of this frame to make it a little stronger in race conditions. If you're just out on the trail wheeling it, I wouldn't necessarily recommend that because it's kind of a pain in the butt to do. But yeah, we're gonna try to get some of these brackets off and see what happens. So sometimes it's easier to take off a bigger chunk like that and then go back and clean up. Sometimes you can take a cutoff wheel and try to basically just scar the weld, the factory weld, especially in like some of the motor mount places or right here. That way you can kind of work it back and forth once you get the sides off. But I've cut these off before, and because they're welded all the way around, there's really no good way of doing it. And basically you can try to get it as close to the frame without piercing the frame, and try to get as much off of it as you can with the plasma cutter, and then go back with a disc and clean it up. Basically right there, I'm making some relief cut. We can go back in there with the right angle grinder. That way, when we want to take this off, we can hit that with a grinding wheel or cut wheel, and then cut wheel, and then we can break it off. So it's a little bit easier to get off. So I took the big chunk off, but just enough to where you can hit it with a hammer. Right now, we're going to leave our motor mounts where they're at. We are going to remove these because we are going with the 6.0 LS. But the reason I'm leaving them here is we're going to kind of mock up the motor, see where we want to put the other motor mounts, because then it kind of gives me some reference points of where I know the factory transmission and transfer case and all that go. And the reason I want to know where that is because we need to figure out where we want to place our cross member for our transfer case and transmission and all that. So that way it kind of gives me a better idea. So we'll put the motor and transmission, we'll bolt them up, and we'll just sit it in here and kind of see where we want that motor to sit. And then we can cut those off and go from there. But I kind of want to see where they're at from the factory before we just go lopping them off. So let's go ahead and get this other shock tower and cool spring bucket off, and then it's a lot of grinding. We're gonna keep, like I said in other videos, we're gonna keep the other cross members in the back for right now. We will go ahead and cut out the rear cool bucket mounts in the rear, just because we will be chopping the frame right there. So nothing else behind that point has to be cut out. We want to cut that cool bucket out in order to properly cut the frame where we want to.
The other side.
We will be running the 4500 class in King of the Hammers, running the number 315. We would like to thank our current sponsors, Rusty's Off-Road, WrapperMike, and Artec. If you would like to sponsor or support our Waypoint X Racing Jeep, please let us know. If you have any questions, please leave us a comment below. As always, we hope to see you out on the trail.